What is my school year going to look like?
Does your classroom really need to look the same as all the others? Rose might feel like it is helping to divide and conquer, but are the students actually engaged in their learning? That student doesn't look very engaged.
Yeah. What new way can I arrange my classroom?
Just because your plan book has a slot to teach an outcome from 10 to 10:30 doesn't mean that the learning is limited to that time. Are you stopping them from continuing their learning?
Does my teaching really need to be dictated by a clock?
Even though some of your students have been acing your assessments, what about your other students?
Can I find new ways to assess my students' learning?
Have you fallen for the carrot and stick method of motivation?
I am sure I can find more ways to motivate and engage my students. Oh, it's so much easier to keep the status quo.
It was hard many years ago for people to let go of seeing the world as flat and grasp what it truly means to be part of a global village. Now we need to split from the old way of thinking, make the paradigm shift that our students need us to take.
Have you been daring enough to take risks?
We encourage our students to take risks every day, but how can we continue to ask them to do so if we are reluctant? The familiar road is easy and comfortable. However, we know what makes strong instructional practices. Taking risks is not about being haphazard, it's about being creative. What small change can we implement this year towards this shift? It is time for us to take a leap of faith.
Have you been focusing just on outcomes or on learning as a process?
Does a student need to perform something to have learning to take place? Learning is not just about an end product, but more importantly, it is about a journey or learning process. A process that is engaging, thought-provoking, and collaborative in experiences. Mistakes and multiple attempts should be allowed and valued. Creativity and curiosity encourages our students to be lifelong learners. An authentic learning environment that values learning as a process will captivate the hearts and minds of your students. There is a saying that is still relevant today. Don't let schooling get in the way of your learning. New information that is integrated or mastered is learning. Anything else is simply schooling. This year, encourage your students to be divergent thinkers by providing them with authentic, engaging, and meaningful learning experiences where the process of learning is valued.
Are you able to shift your outlook to include the global village?
I want to go beyond my classroom, but there always seems to be barriers going up in front of me, making it difficult to take the steps I need. Even if I take a step in a different direction, I see more obstacles holding me back. But wait a second, I can get over that. Woohoo! Connecting my students to the world and the future is far too valuable to miss out on. In return, my classroom can incorporate the entire world and all of its possibilities. All I have to do is make sure I join the global village.
Do your lessons have a cultural relevance for your students?
Cultural relevance is not only about their ethnic or racial background. It is their story. What are their passions, interests, and experiences? We need to make our students feel valued, relevant, and represented in the curriculum and with their daily learning. And we must provide a safe and respectful environment where all students feel they have a voice. We help bridge the connection between home and school while meeting curricular expectations by building authentic relationships with our students. Let's find out the gifts and talents of our classroom community and use it for meaningful and engaging learning.
What does your role as a teacher look like in the classroom? Are you an instructor or a facilitator?
There has been a shift from teacher-centered to more student-centered approaches to learning. The role of the teacher in the 21st century should be focused on acting as a facilitator to help guide and engage students in their learning. Classrooms where the teacher is the facilitator are classrooms where students excel at personal growth. This year, let's support students on their journey of learning, assisting students in learning for themselves through constructive dialogue and opportunities of self-discovery. This year, we, my colleagues, my administrators, and most importantly, my students, we are all in this together.